Takeda's been out for 7 days in Mortal Kombat 1, and I've come to the unfortunate conclusion that Takeda is actually not that good in this game, and I'd like to talk about it. Alright, so I'm not going to beat around the bush here, I'll get straight to the point. Takeda is not good because Takeda doesn't play his own game. Takeda is a very punish-heavy character, and that's not good in Mortal Kombat 1. By being a punish character, what I mean is Takeda kind of relies on whip punishes or for you to make a mistake to get his damage in or get the hit, but without you making a mistake, without you like doing something that's negative or doing something that he's able to punish, he's just never gonna hit you. Like, we've all seen Takeda's combos by now. He's been out for 7 days. Like, you can do stuff like this. It's like,
oh my god, Takeda does so much damage in Mortal Kombat 1.
But the thing is, he can't to get to doing that damage. You need to actually, you know, get the hit first. And unfortunately, to get the hit with Takeda, it's a bit of a tough task, you know, because Takeda doesn't really have any, he doesn't have any way of really opening you up. Like, you can really just stand there and block everything that a Takeda player does without any fail, unless you're dumb. like you can genuinely just stand there and block everything Takeda does and with no issues because he doesn't have anything that is scary, you know? So the normals that he has that he wants to whip punish you with are this back two, obviously massive normal, right? He's got his his diagonal down one, and he's got his back three, as well as his what's this move called? As well as his swift stride move, this one that you can use to do an overhead. So he kind of wants to have you in this sort of range, and he wants to punish you for trying to press a button, right? He wants to punish you for trying to get in by pressing anything there, and then he gets his big damage, and then it's like, oh my god, Takeda does so much damage, but he needs to hit you first, and that's the problem. Let's say I'm not able to whip punish Scorpion, or let's say he blocks this move. This is 20 frames. This is a 20 frame mid, right? On block, it's even worse. On block, this move, when you do the first two hits, it's minus 18. And when you do the first hit on its own, what is it? Minus 50. It's like, guys. This is a death wish. If you do this string, so many characters in this game can just punish you off of doing just this string. Just like this. They can punish you into full combo for doing this. Just like that, just like that, just like that. I get full combo. Like that, you know? Just because you pressed the button, you tried to do that whip punish right there, and I was able to block it, I get a full combo punish because, you know, you can't do the back 2-1, right? You can't do that. You can't do that in neutral. So what can you do in neutral? If you can't do back 2-1, you can't do diagonal down 1, how do you open up your opponent? Because Takeda doesn't really have mix. I can try and do stupid mix like back 3 into the overhead, but this is so reactable on block. Like, there's no way you're not blocking this massive super spinny move on block. And then it's minus 21 too. So what's the meter burn version? Meter burn version is also minus 21. So like, there's no way you're not blocking this. Like, there's just no way, bro. It's too slow. And I just don't think there's any string that he has that is scary enough to force you to sit there and block. How exactly do you open up someone who's blocking? That's the question that Takeda players have to answer. Grabbing, right? Grab. And fortunately for Takeda, he's got really good grab combos. He can convert into 24% off a grab with like no sweat at all. Like, look at this. Boom, bop, boom, bop, 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 boom, bop, boom. Primary loaders, 24%. 24% off a grab is very, very good. But unfortunately for Takeda, he doesn't have a really fast mid. He doesn't have a way to force an opponent into actually blocking low. Like why block when you can just neutral duck this move or this move? He's got stand 1, he's got stand 2, he's got forward 1, and he's got forward 2, right? All of those moves, well, forward 2 isn't really a string, but all of those moves can be neutral ducked. Like, you can neutral duck down 2, and with the buffs to down 2s now, unbreakable combos, like, it's very dangerous to do this sort of thing right in front of someone's face. And they can obviously neutral duck a throw. So because he doesn't have a mid to give you that mind game like other characters, like Liu Kang for example, that's what makes Liu Kang's like grab mix so good, because he's got forward 4 to kind of make you think, oh shit, I don't know if when Liu Kang does his infamous dash up to you, like, you don't know if he's gonna do a forward 4, or you don't know if he's gonna do a grab, and that's a 50-50. But Takeda doesn't have that freedom because he doesn't have a mid. So like, well, he does have mids, but like, this is his only mid that I can think of. I don't know what type of character they wanted him to be. Like, I don't get it, because he does. I think he literally feels like he's just a flair character. He actually feels like they just put him in the game because they wanted to make him have cool combos. Like, it looks and feels like that's what they did with this character. Because, like, I'm trying to think of what is the game plan with just whip punish. But why pick Takeda if you want to just whip punish when you can pick Scorpion and just do it better? You know, Scorpion has this string. Like why would you not just? He has this string and he has this string right here. Scorpion has a mid. Scorpion's got 4-3. Yes, 4-3 is 12 frames, but still, he's got 4-3-4 that he can use to maybe do staggers here and there. And the difference is, Scorpion actually has grab pressure mix. He has grab mix because he has a good mid, so he can do stuff like this right here. Look, get over here. Like he can convert off of a grab. And unfortunately for Takeda, there's just you have to pick a cameo that opens up your opponent, right? Like you really have to pick a cameo that is very neutral heavy, that can force your opponent to think, right? That's why I have Jax as my cameo. But the problem with Takeda Jax is, like, it's literally just a worse version of Omni-Man Jax. Like, what my thought process is with Takeda and Jax, you can do stuff like taunting Jax and then doing this. Like, that's all I can think of. Then you can do stuff like this, right? That's my thought process with the Jax and Takeda. Like, that is all I could think of. Like, that is how you open up your opponent with Jax and Takeda. But my problem is, I can literally pick Omni-Man and Jax, do the exact same thing with Omni-Man's dive bomb, and it's just a million times better, because I can actually, instead of having to stand still and call Jax right here, right? Like the way Takeda kind of has to, he doesn't have a way to negate the problem with Jax, because Jax's issue as a cameo is the fact that he kind of stands there, gets his arm up, and then has to get it down when during this whole animation, Scorpion can just do his spear and hit Jax, and then it's over. But the difference is when I'm playing as Omni-Man, if I can show you that, you can call Jax when you disappear behind them, and then look at this now. Look at this pressure now. Look at this pressure. He has to block low, but he also has to block overhead. So like what do you do? What do you do in that situation? Because I can get full combo off just to jump forward. Like I can do this, boom, and guess who's coming out again, you know? Like, this is just the better version, way better version of the Takeda and Jax team, because I'm doing the exact same thing. It's just a million times more effective. Takeda and Jax is a cool duo and all, but like Omni-Man and Jax is literally just the better version, because I don't have to use meter to do this, right? Right? I'm gonna get 30% off this, and guess who's still coming? And we go again. Like, you know, like this is way more toxic, way more effective version of it, and then I can call Jax again off my grab. Like there's a lot more of I don't know, I have to use a lot less resources when I do it with Omni-Man, so I don't see why, if it's a Jax ground pound overhead hard to blockable type of thing that you want to do with Takeda, like just do it with Omni-Man. Like I'm literally looking at this, it's like that's -17. Like, that is genuinely a full combo punish by a lot of the people in this cast, the cast of this game. -17? And let's not even talk about finishing it, because if you finish it, guess what? Like, he's literally just gonna up-block it. Bam. That's just like that. I can up-block that final hit, and then I get a full combo punish. Boom. Bam, Jax. I messed it up, but you get the point. Like, there's literally no point in playing Takeda when you can play Scorpion and do the exact same thing, or instead of playing Takeda and Jax, you can play Omni-Man and Jax and do the exact same thing. Like, if I was to advise NetherRealm on any balance changes to Takeda, I think what they should do, I think if you make this a mid, this forward one, I think that gives him a lot. That stops his opponents from literally just neutral duck and then jabbing everything he does. Like, cause literally everything he does can be neutral jump, neutral ducked, and then punish, you know? Bap, full combo punish, you know? Like that is such a bullshit for the Takeda player, because he literally doesn't have a mid. Like, there's nothing he can actually do about it. And he's taking 40% into my setup, and then he's just cooked. Like what like like, you know what I mean? It's not cool. It's not fun to play as the Takeda player. Like, this is just bullying, you know? I think he needs that move, that forward 2, or that forward 1-2. I think that needs to be a mid. I think if they make that a mid, I think that really does change a lot for this character, because it just gives him the option to have a little bit more pressure. It makes his grab combo game a lot scarier, because not a lot of the cast can do this sort of stuff off grabs, lads. How much damage can I get off a grab with Takeda? Let's see how much damage I can get, guys. Like, what is that? Almost 30% off a grab? I used 2 bars, I know, I used 2 bars. But still, 30% off a grab is a pretty scary prospect, you know what I mean? So if I was able to have some sort of mix where I could try and maybe catch people out with this, instead of having to do this, or having to do this, or having to do this, and they're all way too slow, like way too reactable. Like if I had this to be a mid and they made it a little bit quicker, like if this was an 11 frame mid, that we'd be cooking. Like we'd be cooking, because obviously even his recas are highs, you know? His first hit of his recas are high, like everything he's got is a fucking high, man. In a game where everybody is kind of conditioned to neutral duck into jab, like, what the, like, why would you ever do this? Okay, I did forget to say a couple things in the video. Number one, his armor. Oh my god, it's so bad. Another buff I think they need to add is giving him more active armor frames when he does this. I think they made them really short because you can do that overhead into full combo. But realistically, like, the fact that you can't really armor with Takeda is very tough in this game, considering the fact that you kind of need an armor move. And I also think they need to make his traps, this trap move right here, I think that needs to be a low instead of a mid, just to make it a little bit scarier. We could do stuff like that, but I just don't think like if that was a low and then he had this overhead here, like at least that's something. So I think that, as well as the forward 1 buff I said, I think if they made this, all of these setups, all of these bomb moves that he has, if they made those lows, as well as making as well as giving him more active frames on his armor, I think that would just make him a lot more viable. In conclusion, bro, I think they need to buff Takeda. Like I deadass think Takeda needs to be they need to give him mid. Maybe in the comments you guys can talk about other things that he needs, but in my opinion, this needs to be a mid, just to give him give that fear in an opponent's mind, you know, like, oh my god, he can grab combo me for 30%, like, you know what I mean? Like, just to put that in their head so that they have something to be afraid of, because right now it's just like, bro, you just stand here and just block everything that Takeda does. Like, there's nothing he can do to open you up. Absolutely nothing. But Cameo, like, what? So what? He's gonna do this 2-1-2 string into Frost. Like, that's his mix, because it's an overhead ender. So he's gonna use Frost. Like, and it has a gap. Like, you can armor that. 2-1 Frost. Psych. Like he can just armor out of that. I just hope they buff him somehow, because NRS have been pretty creative with their buffs recently, and I hope that's just the thing that they keep doing, because I don't see any world where this character is viable, like, when you can just do the same thing with Scorpion, you know? Like, and Scorpion's better now. Like, Scorpion's way better than he was on release. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope please make this a video to get me to 1,000 subscribers. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.